this is Rashekar Ramalingam. I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you all here. This tutorial is regarding the full stack development, about the front end and back end, how we can connect these two into one. Here we are using front end as React.js and back end server as Spring Boot and the intermediate connection point as OAuth2 protocol, which lies under Spring Boot security. In this tutorial, I'll briefly explain and cover the overview of how the integration is going to be, what is React.js and what is Spring Boot and what's OAuth2. In the next upcoming tutorial, I will go on in code level to explain each and everything in line by line, step by step. Let's go through what is React.js. React.js is a component-based framework which makes the basic component into a complex UI. We don't need to create any complex UI nowadays. React.js framework will create it for us. We just need to create simple component and everything will be integrated into a complex UI component by React.js framework. The specialty of React.js is it will only update a particular section, particular div, particular data only using Ajax request based backup calls. It will not update the entire page or entire div. It will only update what is called the change of data. It won't update anywhere else. This feature is integrated into React.js state, and this is one of the most commonly used feature throughout the application. Let's go through what is React.js state. React.js state is nothing but a property for any class. If you come around any object oriented, you would have known any classes will have some state like sort technologies or anything. So this property usually means, like, if this is a person, his property is name and email, can be phone, can be a property. These are all the properties. So these properties we are using this dot state. To declare a state, we need to initiate in the constructor this dot state. This can be anything like show, so equal to false. We need to initiate this in constructor, and in the code level we can use this constructor anywhere you want to alter this state equal to true. Then that particular UI, wherever the show is referenced or referred, that UI part only going to be updated rather than updating the entire class or entire CSS or entire div. It is going to update that minimal part only. Whatever changes happening in the state, it will update those part. This is one of the key functionality and key features in React.js that people love most about. And let's go to one more feature called props. The name itself defines it is like a pure JavaScript functionality where you can transfer the data from one function to another function using parameter. Props is like a parameter, except it is a passing parameter between components. As I told you before, React.js itself a component based system. So we are passing from parent component to child component using the props. Props can be used like this is a parent props where the child component can be given the props like this. Show is a props where I'm setting this to true, where this particular child can receive props just like in the constructor and can use anywhere in the program. Like here I can just use, instead of true, I can just use this dot props dot show, which this show is from here. From the parent component, I'm passing it to the child component as true, and in the child component, I'm using this property show anywhere else in the program as I wanted. So it's a component parameter where you can pass the parameters across your components to the childs. So this is the overview of React.js and Spring Boot as a backend. It is a production grade application up and running just a minute. If you say a couple of years ago, any application to up and run will take more than days actually. But Spring Boot made it so easy that within a click it will run up and run with a production grade framework and opinionated which has multiple integration. In a matter of seconds it will up and run for you. This is why most of the banking system, most of the techno companies use Spring Boot as their backend. Here also we are using that for the same reason. It's a great standalone application. You don't need a server. It is an integrated part of server. The Spring Boot application itself has a server called Tomcat. So like any other Java application, it is simple as it is. You just need to mention at Spring to Boot application annotation and Spring Boot application dot run and the class name as and aux as parameter. This is as simple as it is. If you put this and if you have injected the libraries, it will up and run in a minute for you. And Spring security is one of the core functionality of Spring framework itself. Spring security has the OAuth protocol which is integrated to use wherever the integration is needed. So this is like a authorization protocol where in everyday life we use. Like when we log in into Gmail, we are using OAuth2 protocol. Gmail specifically uses OAuth2 protocol. How this works is, let's take React.js as a front end and Spring Boot as a backend. And whenever the client makes the request to authorization server, the authorization server receives the request and gives the access token after verifying the username and password. Once the access token is received in the client as React.js, it will again send any protected resources, any resources it wants with the access token. So once again, the server Spring Boot verifies this access token is correct and the role which he need to access this particular URL is correct, because manager will have certain privileges and normal employee will have certain privileges. All those things Spring Boot internally verifies using the access token and gives the protected resources back to client. So this is the overview of the three walls which we will be covering in the upcoming tutorial videos. I once again thank you all for watching this video. Thank you.